This is what we're working with. It is May in 2025, and still it is apparently very, very hard to have a stable connection. I hope your weekend was better. Let's have a look at this game together. So to start off, I got Saliba in a pack this weekend, which is surprising. He's the go-to defender in the beginning of the game. I remember that, but now let's see if he's still any good. The rewards have been insane, by the way. If you look at my team, and I've only done some like SBCs, I've not bought any coins. I only, play for the rewards. And look at the team at this point. It's just every week it's changing so much. So for this game, go with a 4-2-4 formation because I saw someone on YouTube Shorts say that he plays like that and why and how. And actually, I must say it's a lot of fun. I do feel there's a bit of a gap in midfield, obviously with two midfielders and then no Cam or whatever. You have four attackers, but honestly, you do have four attackers with the 4-2-1-3 as well. So it's a bit of maybe I'll try it and then put one of the strikers on false nine or something. So you kind of get that depth a little bit, the difference between the two strikers, because now it's the wingers are really wide, and then to score from there is tough. You can't cross it in because headers are useless. So you have to work your way back into midfield and score from there. That 96 rated Mariona I have is insane. I used to have Miyama there, and I would score the most beautiful finesse plus goals, but she can do that too. And then I have the 97 rated Bonmati Team of the Year now with the 95 Saliba and the 94 Gullit. I'm thinking this team is actually quite okay. So losing games is not because of the team. It is, however, still the case that even though you have fast defenders, they are so easily outrun by strikers and by wingers. It's bizarre how slowly they move on a one-time through pass. So people from their CDM pass to their shadow striker, and in a first touch pass, it goes to the striker, and he's through. It's nine out of 10 times it's through, and it's super frustrating and hard to defend. So yeah, into this game, you can see we play a 4-2-4, and it is new for me, this formation. I will only look at some highlights of this game, so I don't take up too much of your time, but I do want to show you, like, hey, this is what we're working with. These are the games that you can actually see how bad it is. And you feel it before you see it, but it's there. And at one point, bam, you can see it. And come on, it's May in 2025. How is it possible that we still cannot play like a decent, connection, flawless game? Well, to be honest, we want to play like 20 or 30 flawless games in a week, right? I get that that's challenging for EA or for your ISP or all these things involved. I get that, but still, this is their product. This is what they do. Instead of all these menu heavy, tactics to get us out of gameplay, no, we want flawless games. And actually, I must say, Rush is very fun at the moment. In the beginning of the year, it was tough because people, and still you have those games where someone just stands there, but most of the time that's kind of fun, even if there's one or two that have a bit delay but there's no pressure on that. But the competitive modes like rivals and champs, they should be flawless for playing. I'd rather have that than a whole manager career and a whole player career and clubs and all these things built into this system that we don't, who's using that? We're building an ultimate team, and we're doing all these SBCs and the Evos and more and more and more, all the squad battles that we have to play to get there. But then when we have the squad, then we want to play online, and it should be flawless. And so many games are not, and that's just so frustrating. So here's the examples of that. By the way, if you want a full analysis of this game, just let me know. I can easily do that. Or if you want your own game analyzed, send it over. I will link at the end of the video where I explain what to send me and how to send this. But in short, make sure your controller is on screen, make sure it's a full match, and just upload it to your YouTube or to a Google Drive or a Cloud Drive or whatever, and then send it to fcgrinds@gmail.com. That's in short. The full video on that will be linked at the end of this video and in the description, so you can actually see that. I think most of the games that I look at that feel hard in defending and where it seems like you're right stick switching is all over the place, etc. That's mostly because of delay, because these are the games that I notice it just doesn't work, and that it's sometimes so hard to tell. And in this game, it's the same situation. It just feels a little draggy. It's not, you can't touch it, but it feels like your players are just a little bit draggy. It's there, you just can't see it until you're here. 36 minutes, it's 2-2, and this happens. We're just stuck. I'm sitting there waiting. I can't do anything. It's just frozen still. And then all of a sudden, boom, there we go. It's like fast forward. I'm not doing this. This is actually what I'm seeing on screen, and then it's stuck again. And so that's why my puppet is standing still because I'm waiting. I don't know. I'm just 100% lucky that this isn't the goal because this is where it flips back onto my screen, and oh finally, and then what can I do? And I'm waiting if it freezes again. It doesn't. I'm so confused here, and it's super hard to play like this. Why do we have to play like this? Sure, it can be a number of reasons why this is happening, but it's oh man, so frustrating. What can we do? Do we quit the game? Do we wait until we're behind so the guy or give the guy a goal and then quit the game? What? How do you handle this situation? I'm curious. And how often does it happen to you? It happens to me too often. Just like the same thing that happens too often is where the ball is scored but not doesn't go in. It goes to two posts and then comes out. Happened to me twice this week alone. So yeah, that happens a lot too. But what do you do? What should we do? What's your advice here? So just flip forward to some examples. He's coming out with Van der Sar a lot. By the way, keeper, I will have to look at, but see, he's doing this as well. And then you can see I get to it and nobody moves. My player is not moving when he gets the ball and Van der Sar is not moving. And eventually he tackles me and I get the penalty. And I have to select Gullit there. I used to have Miyama do these, but and before that it was Koeman. But now I don't have the dead ball plus plus anymore. So I take him with Gullit. He keeps it out, which is also like, okay, it happens obviously, but and then next is here you can see with 4-2-4 that you don't really have so many passing options because he has midfielders, CDMs or whatever, and I only have like real forwards. There's no shadow striker or anything. And here I got lucky because it was deflected by his player, and I give him respect for that. And then here you can see that I run back with my striker even to just get some people back behind the ball. Luckily, my defenders are quite aware there. They are good, even though one of them only plays at 2 cam. He's good, the Turkish one. I forgot his name, but Saliba so far is checking out at least in this game. And then you can see why it's better to have two strikers because the other one is running while you get the ball, so you're keeping one of the defenders busy when you get the ball with the other striker. So this is really powerful. And then the corner, new style of corners. I saw this in Mohammed's video from last week where he passes it all the way back and then try to make a play from there. Here I give the ball away, but I've scored plenty of goals from that and also had some people who do the same corner against me. So yeah, it's apparently a thing nowadays. Oh, I get lucky there. Whoa. And then this is one of the downsides. You have to sprint back with your back line because the CMs are just higher up and from some kind of an angle, they can all score these balls apparently. Everybody's Lamine Yamal, right? And next, I try to pressure a lot. He's playing around at the back a couple of times already, so I just want to force him to make a mistake. But look where my CMs are sitting there because they're not camped, so they'll wait somewhere halfway in the pitch. So yeah, you have to. There's a huge gap sometimes in the field, which I'm just not used to. But attackingly, this is really nice. That's my right winger. So yeah, lovely. And now we're at the end of the game almost. It's the 82nd minute. I feel I'm getting stronger. Feels like my players have more air than his players have. So his backline is probably higher up. Maybe he's playing 95 even. I play 60 in this formation. The risk is my fullbacks are coming up because I'm unbalanced. And as you can see, I have only two, if you look at the radar, only two defenders. And he has basically two wingers around my defenders there. So if he breaks through, he will be through a lot. And my goalkeeper rushes back. But look at that. So now it's 3 versus 3, and that's hard to defend. Luckily, he doesn't play it out really well, but he should have waited there, be more patient. But yeah, I'm getting definitely stronger near this part of the game where his players just don't have the air to follow me anymore. So that's an important lesson for, playing with the 60 backline or 70 backline. Don't go 89 because at 90 it kicks in. Don't do that because you'll be tired near the end of the game. And then he's kind of giving up because it's the 91st minute. The 92nd minute is end of the game. And look at this goal. That's just so nice. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching. If you're still here, I'd love to hear from you. And I'd love to see your games so I can analyze those. And please tell me what I'm doing wrong, right? Tell me, look at my games and help me out. Let's get better together. See you in the next one.